Thanks for all the lovely comments on last week's video. I enjoyed making that. I'll make ones like that from time to time. Enjoyed doing that. Apologies for the slightly rubbish quality. I forgot my ND filter, which I usually use. It's like a pair of sunglasses for a camera, so when it's bright I can make it look a bit better, but it is what it is. Today is, what is it, Tuesday, and I'm heading to the pier again to swim from the pier to Lady Bay and back again, which is about, what is it, 2 miles, 3 kilometres. The swim up there is usually 1500 metres swim up to Lady Bay and then 1500 metres back, which is, yeah, 3k. I've swum it from Lady Bay back down to the pier before as part of the race, and a few other times as well, but I've never done it 2 ways, up to Lady Bay and back again. I have no idea how much I'm going to be able to film. I won't be using this one, obviously I've got my 360 cam, so just have to see how slowly they swim, if they let me stop from time to time to get the camera out and take some footage, but we'll see, I'll get something. Yeah, hope you enjoy it. You alright?
I don't normally wear a wetsuit, do you, Joe?
Me? Well, yeah, I do. I race in one, so I have gone out in skins recently because it's just been so nice.
Yeah.
But Lady Bay and back, I don't know. I think I'll stick to a wetsuit today. So that was an awesome swim up to Lady Bay and back. It's like being in an endless pool on the way up there because you're fighting against the river coming down, because it's an estuary really, not pure sea, although it does open out into the sea pretty close by. So it's like you're in an endless pool on the way up, swimming like 2 minutes per 100 on the way up there, and then on the way back it's like being on like a log flume or something, where you're kind of swimming 140s, swimming with a little bit of the tide going out. And as we came around the pier, because the tide's going out and you've got the kind of current pulling you have to kind of sprint really hard to kind of make sure you get back into shore. It's a bit dicey coming around the pier head sometimes, but just a fantastic swim. So I haven't just been swimming this week, I've also been out on the run and done a turbo session, but I've been a little bit wary about my foot because it feels like I've got plantar fasciitis coming to my left heel a little bit, so been doing loads of yoga, loads of stretching this week alongside the swimming and a little bit of running. And me and Harry Palmer filmed this earlier this week. Okay, so I've managed to drag somehow Harry Palmer, who's a pro triathlete. I've been following his channel for couple of years now. When did you go pro? Was it like a year and a bit ago last season?
It was last season. Yeah.
So I followed it previous to that when you were trying to become a pro. Brilliant channel. I'll put links in the description below. But I'm going to do a slightly different kind of interview type thing rather than asking Harry about his career and stuff. I've got a handful of stupid, fast, quick questions to try and get Harry to know Harry a little bit better. And we'll start with this one. So number one, Harry, budgie smugglers or jammers?
Oh, it's got to be budgie smugglers.
Okay, I mean, to be fair, you're a pro triathlete, so you can kind of pull that off, can't you? But do you go for do you kind of go for the sort of stealth budgie smugglers, or do you go for the kind of like all out fluorescent?
I go quite bright, yeah. I've got some nice T3 checkered ones, which actually no one likes them apart from me.
Mate, they're the best ones, aren't they? The ones that everyone else hates. They've got to be the best ones.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, sticking with water for a bit. What about open water versus pool? Which would you prefer?
100% open water, like without a doubt.
Go on, why?
It just feels so much nicer. In the pool, it's a bit boring, isn't it? Just swimming up and down, looking at that black line on the ground. Whereas like everything's changing in the open water. It's a lot more raw. It's a lot more real, and it's I just find it so much more enjoyable. And
it's the only option we have at the moment.
Yeah, exactly.
You've been swimming all over the place, haven't you? Recently, down in Clevedon, Marine Lake of the Sea, and you've been to Vobster Key the last couple of days as well.
Yeah, it's been great to join you for some swimming over at Clevedon. I don't know, we've got some other ideas like filming wise, and then also just been getting in the water at Vobster, which has been really nice.
Okay, number 3, winning by 1 minute or winning by 1 second?
Oh, God, that's a good question. I'd say 1 second, because then it kind of, I don't know, I'm sure it'll feel like you've earned it a little bit more. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like the race finish would be hard as hell.
Yeah, like did you see the Lionel Sanders one on the Daytona circuit when he was really pushed by that other guy, and it was just the best race ever. I love that video.
It was so good, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's awesome watching them like really properly play off each other. Okay, so on the bike now, headwind or hills?
Hills, 100%.
Go on, why? I mean, do you just hate headwinds?
God, headwinds just aren't fun. I just don't enjoy them. Not to say like I'm the best hill rider out there. Like by no means am I the best climber. But I just enjoy it a little bit more than just being battered by a disgusting headwind. And
at least you know when the hill's going to end, and with the wind, it's kind of unpredictable, isn't it? Whether it's going to get worse or you're going to turn corner and it's when you think you're in the headwind and then you turn a corner and then you really are in the headwind. That's the worst.
Yeah, you're like, what is going on?
Number 5, wine or beer?
Beer.
Beer. Okay. Any particular brand?
Ale. I'm a bit of an old man. I'm a bit of an ale drinker. I like Doom Bar.
Actually, I saw that in one of your thumbnails from ages ago. Like what you eat in a day. Yeah, I'd forgotten about that. Down Weymouth, Wadebridge direction, aren't they? Doom Bar, lovely beer. That.
Yeah.
And what would be your kind of? Let's say you've been out in a massive headwind all day, doing a 3-hour bike, and you get home and you've worked really hard. And you think, right, okay, I've earned myself a kind of cheat meal now. So what would be your kind of go-to sort of cheat meal?
Oh, that is a good question. You know what? To be honest, anything I can get my hands on. But I do love an Indian curry.
Go on. Are you a hot curry guy or a kind of mild curry?
No, not at all. I'm such a pussy when it comes to curry. So the hottest I'll go is tikka masala.
Oh man, you got some work to do. That
is mild.
Okay, on to running now then. So, given a choice, would you go track running or trail running?
Trail running, definitely.
Okay, hate the track or just love the trail?
No, I do like the track. I think it's got a purpose, and I think everyone should utilize the track. But trail running is just so much more interesting. You just see so much more of the world, and it's a lot more unpredictable again, and it's just it's enjoyable.
Yeah, cool. Okay, right, now, so FTP test or CSS test?
Oh, God. Probably FTP test, just because swimming, I don't know. That's
Go on,
tough.
so-
I don't want to do either.
Well, you have to pick one. Do you do your FTP as a kind of 20-minute all-out test, or do you do the ramp test? Or
I do. I've tried the ramp test. I just didn't really get on with it. And I find the 20-minute test, I know there's a lot of other tests out there and people will say that 20-minute test isn't the best test, but I find the 20-minute test just works for me.
and it's grim.
And it's disgusting, yeah.
It really is.
I probably
grim.
would pick that, to be honest.
Yeah. Oh, you're mad. You're absolutely mad. Okay. Racing or training?
You know what? I would have said racing, but now I would say training.
Go on. So what with the lockdown and everything, with the racing taken away?
Yeah, I've found that because of the lockdown, it's made me realise that I don't really need racing to motivate me. I just love training. I love the process of training, and yeah, it's far more enjoyable now. Especially like we can do different things and go on kind of like different adventures that you wouldn't normally get to do during the season.
So your kind of sessions aren't quite so kind of, I guess, kind of regimented at the minute. They're a bit more kind of just go out and run or go out and ride or whatever.
Literally it. Go out and explore and like still get some good training in, but do things that you wouldn't normally get to do. And I think that's what really motivates me.
Yeah, no, it's quite a blessing in disguise to have the good weather, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
right now, but to have the amazing kind of summer and not have all of that kind of regimented stuff and racing in between it to kind of recover from as well.
Yeah.
So when you're out on the bike, then let's say you're out on the bike with Brett and Sam and Freddie, and do you stop for coffee or not? Do you just keep going, or are you a coffee stop rider?
You know what? It depends what mood I'm in. I think, to be honest, I quite like to just get the ride done because I find that if you stop for a coffee, the ride just takes so much longer. But but I do love to stop for a coffee and a slice of cake.
Okay, go on then. So how do you have your coffee? So you're obviously a coffee drinker, not a tea drinker.
Coffee.
How do you take your coffee? How do you do the coffee? Do you do it differently to how you have it at home, or do you always have the same thing? You a flat white guy, double espresso, cappuccino?
Generally,
What's your
I'm
thing?
a flat white guy, but I do quite like to have double espresso just as like a quick hit.
Is that how you get your day started, with a double espresso?
You know what? Like it depends what mood I'm in. If I really need like a punch, if I need a punch in the face, I will have a double espresso.
4:10, get to Cleveland for high tide. Yeah,
Literally. Yeah.
that explains why you're always late. I see. And last of the short ones, really, because I sent you a couple of questions to kind of prepare because I wanted to see what your answer were. But this is last of the ones that you haven't seen yet. So about kind of training still, would you prefer training in a group or training with other people?
I like training in a group. I think it's just it's good fun. You like work off each other, and always like training with better athletes as well. Like it sucks, but it's so good because it pushes you on so much faster.
So training with others, but making sure those others are better than you. Is that
definitely.
That's the secret.
Yeah, so that's why I train with Sam, Brett, and Freddie.
I'd probably say the same thing about you. I know you guys all push each other really well. Okay, so I asked you to prep a few other questions then to give you a chance to have a think about these, because I think these aren't so much quickfire ones. Sure. If you had to create a new format for racing, what would it look like in terms of triathlon? What would your new format be?
You know, it's actually funny that you asked me this because I was thinking about it the other day. And I thought it'd be so cool to have like long distance triathlon, like 70.3 full Ironman distance, but have it as a team time trial. So maybe there's 3 of you and you swim together, and you know the fastest swimmer will try and like pull the rest of the group through, and then you have a team time trial on the bike and you're really working together, and then on the run as well. And I think that would have just a massive, like, completely different race dynamic. I think it'd be really exciting to see.
That's awesome. I love that. So what would the team sizes be? Like three
I don't
people
really
teams?
know.
Or...
Maybe like 3.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, 3, maybe even more. Maybe 5. I don't know.
So like a mixture of kind of Super League and the Hammer Series kind of thing. Yeah, I love that.
I thought that'd be so cool.
Oh, it'd be amazing. I'd love to see it. Maybe we should set it up. I mean, it'd be carnage, but it'd be great. So it would kind of legalise the drafting that we see in all the races anyway. Yeah. So, Yeah, I worked in a tri shop a few years back, and we were talking about kind of stages of the Tour de France where nobody knew the route or how long it was, and what was the one we had in the city where they had to pick a bike box, but they didn't know what was in it, and then build the bike and race for it. Yeah, so yeah, those guys. I love all that kind of stuff. But actually, yours is a sensible one that's actually viable. I reckon we should try and do this. I'm well up for it. Okay, and then the second one I sent you was, if you could choose from being a world-class swimmer, runner or cyclist, what would you choose to be?
And you know what, I'm going to have a bit of a mix here, so I can have the body of a swimmer.
You can't.
But the life of a cyclist.
Oh, okay. How does that work?
I don't even
I'm trying
know.
to think of any. I mean, you'd look like Lance Armstrong, wouldn't you? Because he's got that triathlete build.
Yeah,
and
it's true, yeah.
But maybe we can't talk about him. So I'm trying to think who's kind of. Yeah, I can't think of any cyclists that have got a swimmer's body, because they just don't, do they? They're so skinny up top. So the body of a pro swimmer.
Yeah.
So Michael Phelps's body, but with the lifestyle of Lachlan Morton or something.
Yeah.
That would be all right.
That'd be the
I could
be a
go
good
with
mix.
that. I think it'd be all right, wouldn't it? And then finally, I think you copped out on that
I
one,
know.
if I'm honest. Okay. And then the final question then is, what do you think the biggest thing you've learned personally through your lockdown kind of time has been that you're going to take forward?
You know, I was thinking quite hard on this one. I think kind of like I touched on it a little bit with the earlier questions. It's just like motivation. I don't need races to motivate myself. So I love the process. I love training, and I think going forward, when there are races on, I still want to be able to do these things that I normally don't get to do these challenges, meet different people that I wouldn't normally meet, do different things with them. Like Sam and I are talking about some weird challenges at the minute and making some weird videos on things, and some like cool adventures, and I don't want that to stop. So I've learned that I love that stuff, and I don't want that to finish once life gets back to somewhat normal.
Whatever that is.
Yeah, exactly.
So just keeping the kind of more adventurous side of it, maybe the less serious.
Yeah, definitely. And that's what I love, is like just being super chilled out and just like not taking things too seriously. Like I've always say, like, regardless of what level you are, like if you're a beginner or if you're an elite athlete or whatever, like you can still chill out, you can still have a good time, you can still have, you know, banter, whatever it is. Like you don't need to be constantly so strict with yourself.
That's brilliant, mate. I really enjoyed that. I feel like I got to know you a little bit better.
Good.
So thanks ever so much for taking the time out and setting up all the tech and stuff to do this. So thanks very much, man. I appreciate it very much.
Cheers, mate.
I hope you enjoyed that as much as we did, and have a good week, and I will see you on next week's video.